I wish the government and the people of Mongolia the best of success in the preparation of this special anniversary summit.
Your Excellency President Van Rompuy, Barroso, Prime Minister of Italy and Prime Minister of Malaysia, and members of the media family. You know, I would like to add one thing. We had a very successful meeting here in Milano, and I would like to join all those congratulations. People of Italy and the government of Italy and city of Milano for extraordinary organization for this summit. I'm from Mongolia, and Mongolia is actually located at the heartland between Europe and Asia. And because of that, here we had one good topic, which is very timely topic, connectivity issue between our two countries. How to connect our people, how to connect our businesses, how to connect our countries. That was one of the issues, and already task force and working group is formed, and there will be more ships between our two continents. There will be more flights between our two continents. There will be more roads, more infrastructure, more railways. I think that is great news for you, for the people of Europe and Asia. Second thing, I'm really happy that all leaders accepted and supported our proposal to host next ASEM summit in my country, in Mongolia, in our capital city, Ulаанбатар, in 2016. That summit is going to be a special summit, a special anniversary summit, because ASEM was established in 1996, and in 2016 we will celebrate 20 years of ASEM here. And I really touched during this conference. We had 53 countries participated. Out of 53 countries, there were 44 presidents and prime ministers actually participated in this ASEM meeting, and I hope such kind of turnout will be in Mongolia. And also many people, of course, interested what months, when it will happen. I think we discussed with our European partners and Asian partners. We will host this ASEM summit tentatively in the last week of July 2016. During that time in my country, we will have very cool, very nice weather, and I hope you will all enjoy, all our partners will enjoy hospitality of our people, exotic lifestyle of Mongolians, and also our culture. And we are really to have this opportunity. Of course, we are seeking close collaboration with our partners, European Union, ASEAN, and SEDAM in Southeast North Asian Group. And also we have two great neighbors, People's Republic of China, Russian Federation, and with their help we will organize excellent summit in Mongolia. All those people who are sitting here, you are all invited to Mongolia. And we have just announced 42 countries, from 42 countries last month. Citizens can come to Mongolia up to 30 days without visa. Most of those people sitting here can come to Mongolia without visa. If there is any bureaucracy, tell them I have an invitation from President of Mongolia. See you in Mongolia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Mongolia has won the right to host the next ASEM summit, and this testifies to the fact that our country's international reputation has grown. We should thank our people. In order to strengthen the country's reputation, every Mongolian has made their own contribution to our democracy over the last 25 years. The people of Mongolia have worked hard to enhance the country's reputation in their respective sectors. By awarding the chairmanship of the ASEM Summit, Europe and Asia have acknowledged Mongolia's achievements and expressed trust in Mongolia and in our people. The ASEM Summit attracts not only the heads of state and government, but the parliamentarians. The Asia-Europe Parliamentary Partnership meeting will also be held. Leaders and delegates from 51 countries will gather in Mongolia. The Asia-Europe Business Forum will also be held, and business people from Asian and European countries will participate.
Supports the democratic, dramatic events which have cooperation, mutual respect and understanding.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press. We are about to start a press conference on the conclusion of the 11th Asia-Europe Summit. Mr. Juncker, President of the European Commission, President Tim Jong of the Union of Myanmar, and His Excellency Robert Fico, Prime Minister of Slovakia. His Excellency, President of Mongolia, Mr. Elbegdorj, will make an opening statement.
Mr. President, dear friends, thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen, and the representatives of the media. It's really nice to see you again here. And we had 2 days of very intensive work. And we successfully concluded the 11th summit of ASEM. And we produced 2 very important decisions. One is called Ulaanbaatar Declaration. Other is called Chair's Statement. Although there were difficult issues and tough negotiations, we reached consensus. That was really good. Also, during this summit, we celebrated 20 years of establishment of ASEM. We looked back for 20 years, and we looked ahead 20 years. Also, we discussed the present issues. And you know, during these 2 days, also we got some sad news. And that was really sad. We got news from Nice of France. There was very brutal killings and attack on innocent lives. And we were all together to be with the people of France and with the people of Europe. And we all together determined to fight all types of the terrorism. We all affected by that. All our hearts, minds, and souls affected by that. And we will stand together to fight those killings and terrorism. That was really important. I think media people really interested also in statistics, and I'll give you some statistics also. There were more than 60 representatives or high-level delegations and 11 heads of state, 23 heads of government, 13 ministers of the foreign affairs, and and 2 other ministers, and there were the special envoys, and there were the heads of the international organizations. During these 2 days, only in Mongolia, myself as a president, our prime minister and the speaker had 60 bilateral meetings. All our leaders who came to the ASEM, they had their own agenda to meet with each other, to have the bilaterals. And they had more than 100 official bilateral meetings. That was really great. Of course, all those heads of state and governments shook each other's hand and also exchanged views on interested issues. And that was really great. Also, one thing was great, and there was reports to the high-level meeting from the Business Forum, also reports from the People's Forum, reports from the Parliamentary Forum, and first time there was reports from the Youth Conference and from the Youth Forum. And we got 4 reports, and that was something good. And today we concluded our retreat session. A retreat session means in a closed environment and catch-the-eye format. And many leaders expressed their views, which they thought really needed to express. And that was really, really something. And that was kind of the unique feature of ASEM. And as an organizer, we like ASEM. ASEM is not only leaders forum. ASEM is a people's forum. ASEM is the business forum. ASEM is the parliamentarians forum. ASEM is the women's forum. ASEM is the media people forum, youth forum. Really, this has that great color, and all participants of our 2 great continents, actually, all forms of those people came together. To the end, of course, during this ASEM meeting, Mongolians, as a host country, we wanted to present to you also our culture, also our festivities, and called Nadam. This ASEM forum actually followed by our national Nadam, which took 3 days, since 11th, 12th, and 13th, and it started on 15th, and yesterday we actually showed to our guests our Nadam. That was only a piece of our culture, and our Nadam is reflected our culture and our history, everything there. And also many people enjoyed our food and our hospitality, and I hope all the press representatives, all who were there, I hope you enjoyed that. And people of Mongolia enjoyed your presence, and all the leaders coming here to Mongolia. We think that it's only event that may took 100 years in Mongolian soil, because we have 52 members every 2 years. Next ASEM maybe come back in after 100 years. And because of that, we received it very close to our hearts, and our people were very happy to receive you, and most importantly, media. I'm actually, my major is journalist. I really understand you. And you worked very hard. And we had that media center. And through that your hard work, through that your professional work, I heard 1.5 billion people in the world, and they reached somehow the news, ASEM news, because of those events in Paris, also events in Turkey, those catched eyes, and those leaders of the Europe and Asia were here, and because of that, I think there was also great media exposure of ASEM in Mongolia. And thank you for your hard work, and thank you for your coming. It was made, and I hope also, except of the ASEM, you little bit saw, little bit Mongolia, and tasted a little bit Mongolian love. I love my country. I hope you tasted a piece of that love. And I hope you will come back again. I really want you to come back again and to have more reports from Mongolia, and my heartfelt thanks to all leaders here and all people here, and thank you very much, and we would like to see you again. Thank you.
Now, His Excellency Mr. Tusk, President of the European Council, will make a statement.
Thank you. First of all, let me thank President Elbek and his dedicated team for the efficient organization of the 11th ASEM Summit. Thank you also for sharing a beautiful and unforgettable insight into Mongolian culture at the Nadam Festival yesterday. Unfortunately, this summit has not only been unforgettable because of the Nadam Festival, but also because of the dramatic events that have shaken the world during the last days. The attack in Nice and the military coup attempt in Turkey. Both events serve as strong reminders of the importance of global dialogue, cooperation, mutual respect and understanding. Let the message of solidarity of our entire community in the face of terrorism and violence be an important message to the world. This morning we discussed the situation in Turkey among the EU leaders and institutions present here at the ASEM Summit. Turkey is a key partner for the European Union. The EU fully supports the democratically elected government, the institutions of the country, and the rule of law. We call for a swift return to Turkey's constitutional order. We continue to follow closely the developments and to coordinate with the 28 EU member states. Let me now return to the ASEM Summit. The European Union attaches great importance to our partnership with Asia. ASEM represents 60% of the world's population, trade and GDP. We have weight. The question is how we use it for positive purposes. This is also what we discussed in Beijing earlier this week at our bilateral EU-China summit in a very constructive and friendly atmosphere. Another sign of the importance of strong, close relations between Europe and Asia. Together we can make a difference. The terrorist attacks in Nice on July 14 and in Dhaka only 2 weeks ago demonstrate all too clearly that terrorism is a global phenomenon affecting both our continents and beyond. It requires global cooperation to fight this inhumane, violent plague. That is why I welcome our joint statement on counterterrorism as an important result of this summit. We also address the global challenge of migration. This is an issue that will feature on the agenda of the G20 summit hosted by China in September. How to strengthen Asia-Europe cooperation on international and regional security of common interest has also been central to our talks. Developments in our respective neighborhoods, in particular Ukraine, South China Sea, and the Korean Peninsula, reflect the need to protect the rules-based international order in the best interest of our people. This summit marked 20 years of bringing Asia and Europe together. We now leave Ulаанбатар with a renewed will to strengthen our partnership further in view of the next ASEM Summit destination in Brussels in 2018. So let me conclude by once again thanking President Elbek and the people of Mongolia for their hospitality and excellent job in organizing this important summit. Thank you very much.
Now, His Excellency, Mr. Jean-Claude Juncker, President of the European Commission, will make a statement.
Mr. President, thanks again for the warm welcome we received in this country. These days I'm visiting Mongolia for the third time. The first time was the President was the then Prime Minister. Since then we are good friends. The first time I visited the country was in '98, and I came back later on, and this is the third visit. I'm admiring this country. The progress of this country, the marvelous development this country went through is visible. And so I'm congratulating the authorities of this country, but mainly the courageous and noble people of Mongolia, who deserve all our compliments, as the President deserves compliments for the efficient way he was leading our proceedings yesterday and this morning. The summit was bringing Asia and Europe closer together. And as I have attended 10 out of the 11 ASEM summits, including the first one in '96 in Bangkok, Thailand, I can credibly say that this was a very special summit. Yesterday at the plenary, I was speaking about connectivity. This is exactly what this summit was about, showing unity in difficult times. Nice, Turkey, other events. The ASEM summit provided the right and flexible framework for us to talk open and frankly about events unfolding across the world that affect us all. We know what the global challenges are. We discussed them: fighting terrorism, pursuing our trade agenda in order to create jobs, moving ahead after the Brexit vote, tackling climate change and the refugee crisis. We know they require global responses, and this is what we will deliver. So I'm looking forward to the 12th ASEM summit, which will take place in Brussels in 2 years from now, 2018. Thanks again, and my warmest compliments for the way you are leading this country and for the way you are leading our summit. Thank you.
Now His Excellency Mr. Tin Job, the President of Myanmar, will make a statement.
Thank you so much for everything, and thank you so much for giving us this wonderful opportunity. And I should say it is once in a lifetime opportunity, as Your Excellency have said. It won't happen in 100 years again. So we won't be here again. So it is a once in a lifetime experience, and thank you so much for this wonderful experience, and also, letting us feel how wonderful this country is. It's wonderful nature, and it's hospitable people, kind people, and yourself as well. Thank you so much. Our 53 ASEM partners, 21 on the Asian side, along with the ASEAN Secretary General, and 31 on the European side, met together at the 11th ASEM Summit in Ulaanbaatar from 15 to 16 July 2016. We had fruitful discussions yesterday and today at the summit. These 2 days involved a lot of work, combined with formal and informal discussions. During the plenary sessions, we revised the past 20 years and took stock of the achievements we made. New ideas were put on the table on how we can move forward to the new decade to achieve more tangible results. We also felt that the 3 pillars of ASEM should be enhanced. We placed focus on the improvement of connectivity between the 2 regions. Connectivity has different meanings to different people with different views. Therefore, cooperation on both hard and soft connectivity in various fields were discussed. We had also exchanged views on areas of common interest, as well as other issues that include cooperation between the 2 regions in addressing common challenges of regional and international issues, including non-traditional security challenges, particularly the rise of terrorism and violent extremism, rule of law, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, inclusive growth, poverty reduction, disaster risk management, and youth development. In the wake of Nice attack, leaders offered condolences to the government and the people of France, and especially the affected families, and expressed their solidarity. We also touched upon 20 areas of cooperation for tangible results. In the margin of the summit, there were also a number of bilateral meetings. It is natural to see that countries have different views and varying goals to accommodate the upholding of sovereignty and promoting the interests of their peoples. However, this should not be a hindrance, but a great opportunity to address differences among us. I hope that our partnership through ASEM's engagement will be a contribution not only for our citizens of two continents, but also to the citizens of the world. I wish to conclude my remarks by congratulating our host, Mongolia, for the professionalism in chairing the event and successful holding of the 11th ASEM Summit. I would also like to thank our host for providing us with a great opportunity to experience the Nadam Festival, the traditional holiday of Mongolia. Last but not least, I would like to inform you that Myanmar will be hosting the 13th ASEM Foreign Ministers meeting in Naypyidaw in the second half of 2017. Thank you.
Now, His Excellency Mr. Robert Fico, Prime Minister of Slovakia, will make a statement.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, President of Mongolia, ladies and gentlemen. The last 2 days have shown us in what fragile and turbulent times we live, and how important the partnership between Europe and Asia is. The terroristic attack in Nice, or several hours of democratic uncertainty in Turkey, these are not only the isolated events. They have touched all the world. They have touched all of us. Of course, we do not have the same opinion on all issues, but we well understand why we have to continue in our dialogue based on equality, mutual respect, and shared benefits. I would like to thank Mongolia and the Mongolian government for an excellent hospitality, and at the same time I would like to express gratitude to the President of Mongolia for hosting and chairing this summit. My admiration goes to Mongolian people for their contribution to the organization of this event and celebration of 20th anniversary of the Asia-Europe meeting. It was really a great pleasure for me to participate at the 11th ASEM Summit on behalf of the Slovak Republic as the presiding country of the Council of the European Union. We have again moved several steps further in fulfilling an ambitious agenda focused on the future of the Eurasian continent. We have extensively touched upon such important topics as definitely is climate change, 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, disaster risk management. The summit allowed for a candid and constructive discussion on a number of issues of shared interest and concerns of the European and Asian partners. Finally, the 11th anniversary ASEM Summit is an important milestone for relations and closer cooperation and interconnection between Europe and Asia. The summit determined the direction of ASEM for the next decade and moves the ASEM process further. Mr. President, thank you very much once again for your hospitality. Thank you very much.
Now we will take questions. Given the busy schedule of the gentleman, I will have 4 questions. So I will take 2 questions from this side and 2 questions from this side. Please identify yourself and your press affiliation. The lady, please.
At the bilateral EU-China summit, the EU will continue to speak out in support of upholding international law, including when it comes to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. The EU is a party of this convention and has full confidence in its proceedings and the judicial process of the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. And we acknowledge the award issued by the court. This is also clear from the EU statement issued by the EU High Representative yesterday. I hope the award is now used to create a positive momentum in finding a solution to the disputes in the South China Sea. Protecting a rules-based international society is fundamentally in everybody's interest. It's not so easy to agree with our Chinese partners when it comes to this issue, but our talks were difficult stuff, but also promising.
I will take a question from this side. Gentleman in the front.
Thank you. My name is Peter Bittner. I'm here with the Diplomat, and I have a question for President Atatürk. 2, actually. Mr. President, in your view, what were the most important topics discussed yesterday during the closed panel sessions, to Mongolia in particular?
I think there were many topics, and President Tusk actually mentioned all those topics. And I think you will find in the chair's statement. In the chair's statement, we included all those topics, and also we tried to include all those views. And of course, as a chair, there were many countries approached to us to include this topic or this topic, and there were intensive negotiations. And each party actually brought very professional diplomats, thanks to their work, and they succeeded to have that agreement, and we got that chair's statement. But there were not every issues actually got consensus, but everyone had its own say. That was really important. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I will take a question from this side. Lady.
I'm journalist, Mongolian National Broadcasting. I have a question, Mr. Jean-Claude Juncker, President of the European Union Commission. This year is celebrating 20th anniversary of ASEM. What is your expression of Mongolia's chairmanship of ASEM? Thank you.
As I said a few minutes ago, I was attending 10 out of 11 ASEM meetings, and so I can compare the way the ASEM meetings took place over the last 20 years and this Mongolian summit. This was a particular food summit, led very efficiently by the Mongolian president, giving us the opportunity to exchange views. The president said that 100 bilateral meetings took place, so the global music was playing in Mongolia these days. And these 2 days have added to the reputation of Mongolia. Those who were here knew before coming here that Mongolia was a large country. Now they know that it is a big nation.
I will take last question from this side, and you gentlemen, you have the question.
Thank you. Rafael Cañas from the Spanish news agency EFE. It's a question for President Tusk and or President Juncker. It's concerning Turkey. As you said, it's a key country for the European Union. It's a candidate country, and there is a very important immigration agreement. So do you foresee any change in the relationship with Turkey? Do you foresee any change in EU policies towards Turkey? And are you planning to reach President Erdogan today? Thank you.
One thing must be very clear: the tension in and challenges for Turkey cannot be solved with guns. Military coup have no place in modern Turkey. There is no alternative to democracy and the rule of law. I'm afraid that today it's too early to speculate on the consequences as events continue to unfold. The situation in Istanbul looks like under control, but in fact it's still far from stabilization. The key question will be what kind of Turkey comes out from this crisis. How Turkey manages to come out of and deal with the consequences will be crucial, not only for Turkey, but the whole region, and of course EU-Turkey relations. Our hope and intention is of course to keep Turkey as a key partner in all its dimensions, but as I mentioned, it's really too early to speculate, especially about some political side effects of this dramatic event. Jean-Claude?
That was it.
Mr. President?
Yeah, in conclusion, only two things I would like to say. You know, I would like to thank to all those people who worked in the working groups and all those people who participated in a senior officials meeting and all those volunteers who volunteered for this great cause and all those people, security and service people. You did a wonderful job, and I'm really thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the European Union, all other governments who helped us and who cooperated with us. And thank you for you. Thanks to your help, actually, we had this wonderful event in Mongolia, and we had a very successful event. Thank you very much. And all Mongolians, all volunteers, all people who worked here, we learned something from each other. I think that will stay with us. And all those investments will stay in Mongolia. And yesterday, one young man approached to me and very enthusiastically saying that, oh, now we can organize Olympic Games in Mongolia. You know, winter or summer, you know. Actually, we have a dream to organize Olympic Games in 2050. And this is our goal. And we gave that kind of encouragement to us. And thank you for that encouragement. And one more statistics, there were 2,000, more than 100 official delegates, more than 700 media people in my country. Once again, thank you. Safe flight for your